Hi, I'm Marvin Joseph Bowser. I'm 50 plus. I live in Washington, D.C., and my phone number is 202-256-9629. My email, actormarvinbowser@gmail.com. I have links to my photography and acting websites and social media accounts listed below. I'm a native Washingtonian, Air Force veteran, defense intelligence professional, telecommunications researcher, program manager, systems engineer, and gay black man who started a production company to manage Marvin Bowser photography and Marvin Bowser actor. My partner and I have been together for about 15 years, though we maintain separate homes. Don't judge, it works for us. We met originally, but not romantically, in Germany in the mid-1980s while we were both serving in the Air Force and stationed there. I come from an old black Catholic family. We are also very politically active in DC politics. I have 5 siblings, one of whom, Martin, is my fraternal twin. Our parents, who just celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary, still live in the house where we grew up, which they bought in the mid-60s. We grew up in, but they bought in the mid-60s. You've probably heard about my youngest sister, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser. All of us live in our hometown, Washington, D.C., except for my twin, who lives in North Carolina with his family. Most of my close friends are busy professionals, envious of my career in the arts and the freedom that comes with it. I call this my 4th chapter, and I'd love to explain the other 3 when we have more time. I advocate for the arts and LGBT issues in the city and know a lot of people across town as a result. I've also had my share of neighborhood leadership roles over the 25 years that I've lived in Hillcrest, but I've stepped back recently to give the younger folks in the neighborhood the opportunity to lead. My career in brief. I took a package early in 2017 and left the large defense contractor where I worked for 18 years. Technically, I haven't retired. I haven't touched my 401k. I've been living on savings and investments and from my earnings acting and from my photography work. Here's a summary of my 34 years in defense intelligence. I did 18 years as a defense contractor where I ran networking, distributed sensor systems, sensor integration development, communications, and control integration, as well as the development of an autonomous surface vessel for the Navy and many other projects, many other cool projects that I just can't talk about. I served 6 years as a Navy civilian where I ran the Navy's worldwide classified communications infrastructure and 10 years active duty Air Force as an Air Force intelligence officer. I have a current background investigation and won't have any issues with a criminal background check associated with this project. My biggest passion is acting. I've always wanted to act, which has always been weird because I'm really a shy person. I did some acting as a teenager and I loved it, but I'm also a very practical person and I decided to pursue a more conventional career path and make some money. And that's what I did. And I've had an amazing career and I've got to do a lot of travel around the world and work with some pretty great people and some jerks on it. But I really enjoyed my career until I didn't. My last year and a half at corporate was hell. I knew I had to make a change, and taking another job as a defense contractor meant that I'd be doing more of the same. So how did I get back into acting? I was literally discovered by a web series while waiting in the green room at an award ceremony where I spoke. And after a year of the web series, while still working 9 to 5, I knew I wanted to get serious about acting. And since then I've had small roles in a couple of feature films. I joined SAG-AFTRA about a year ago. I've also studied both stage and screen acting. And as for photography, I inherited my interest in shooting from my father, who got it from his uncle. I bought my first real camera while I was still stationed in Germany, and I've been taking pictures ever since. I decided to start my photography business when I got tired of making Facebook fabulous after I left my 9-to-5. So what excites me most about the future? Well, everything I had booked before the health crisis was canceled. But now productions are coming back online, and there's a pent-up demand for actors, and particularly actors of color. And I am ready to get to work. People told me that I need to write something too, so I started working on a writing project. It's a little something, and I'm excited to see where that goes. I've also started to more vigorously promote Marvin Bowser photography on social media, and I've booked a couple of photo shoots as a result, and that's been pretty cool. My largest planned photography exhibit was also canceled due to COVID-19. So to make up for that, I'm creating a virtual gallery which will sell via, wait for it, Facebook Live in the very near future. Now it's Facebook's time to make Marvin Bowser photography fabulous.